So each week as I read through your guys' prayer requests, I see all kinds of different things like, help me to trust in God more, help me to fully surrender my life to Jesus, help me to get into God's Word more often, or help me to focus on my relationship with God more. And this week in Judges chapter 7, I hope that this passage really encourages you to trust in God fully with your whole life. So we've been learning about this guy named Gideon, and Gideon is a judge. He's a military leader of Israel. Israel had sinned against God. They were worshiping idols, and basically God had allowed Israel to be attacked by foreign nations. And so God called Gideon to step up and to save Israel. So in Judges chapter 7, Gideon is doing that. He's trusting God and he's going into battle just as the Lord commanded him, and he's about to face a huge test of his faith. He's assembled an army of about 32,000 men, and they're going into battle. And in verse 2, the Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men." Now, if I'm Gideon, I'm like, God, I'm already outnumbered, and here you're saying like, I have too many men. Now, I know like whoever goes into the fight with the most guys, usually they're the ones that win. And you're saying I have too many men. But God knows this, that as humans, we often put our strength in ourselves. Like we often put our confidence in our own strength, in our own ability. We trust in things that we can see more than things that we cannot see. And so God wanted not only to test Gideon's faith here, but he also wanted to demonstrate his power to save Israel. So Gideon again trusts in God. He reduces his army down to 300 men. And in worldly terms, you got to think of this as like a suicide mission. It is literally impossible for them to win in this scenario. Literally, Gideon and these 300 men had to put their very lives into God's hands. And if they were not successful, they would all die and their families would all be captured. And so God was asking Gideon and these 300 men to fully trust in him. Not just say, oh yeah, I trust in God, and then continue to like go and just live out their life, or like trust in the idols that they had been worshiping for years and years. Like, no, they had to fully trust in God to save them. And obviously God knew that they were terrified, and so he gave them a sign that night confirming that he was going to give them the victory. Gideon trusted God fully, 100% with his life. And so they go into battle. They actually surround the enemy camp at night, and they're armed with trumpets and torches in glass jars. And they smash the glass jars, they blow the trumpets, and basically they just scare the pants off of the enemy so much that the enemy starts fleeing. And as they're fleeing, they start attacking each other with their swords. And that day, Israel defeated the enemy. Or a better way to maybe say it is that God saved Israel. God saved Gideon that day. So I hope that this story in Judges chapter 7 really encourages you to fully put your trust and your faith in God. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight."